Man, beautiful people, what is up? Welcome, welcome. I'm going to toss some Discord notifications out real quick, and then we'll get right back to the comments. But hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream today. We are here. It's Sunday, right? We're here on a Sunday today. We are here, and I've got an interesting topic in store for you guys. We're going to be talking about more living, less mind activity. Let's see. We are live. Come join us. There we go. Send that out. I posted that. Okay, I posted that in the wrong chat. Oops. Oops. All right, there we go. Okay, I posted that. Yeah, okay. Wrong chat, wrong chat. Crystal, what is up? Edward, what's up? Mike, what's up? Jennifer, Luis, Lauren, Gamer, what's up, guys? Winning, what's up? What's up, what's up? Let's see. Just a second. Give me just a second. All right, there we go. So yeah, interesting one today, guys. More living, less mental activity. What do you mean by that, Wonder Bro? What are you talking about? We're gonna get into that. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. What's up, Maddie? What's up, Jennifer? Anthony M. What's up, guys? Chat's already filling up. We might as well go ahead and get started in just a second. What's up, Mike? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Good to catch a live. Welcome, Winning. All right, beautiful people. I say we go ahead and jump into this one, man. Chat's already rolling. Really no reason to wait around. Let's get this music out of here. We'll jump into the topic of today's stream. More living, less mental activity. So yeah, let's just, who's ready, man? Who's ready? We're just going to jump right into this one. We're just going to jump right into this one. So I want to start this one off by referencing Dr. Claire Weeks in a way, right? So that's how we're going to start this one, referencing Dr. Claire Weeks. Everyone loves Dr. Claire Weeks. There was a point during one of her books, and we have officially started here. There was a point during one of her books where she mentioned something about recovery doesn't happen, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, but recovery doesn't happen from staring at the ceiling, right? So recovery, the first thing I want to say is recovery is not something you think your way to, guys, right? Which is probably the biggest issue that I see with a lot of people. Everybody's trying to think their way to recovery. And that includes worrying about, how do I do this? How do I do that? What do I do about these thoughts? What do I do about these feelings? Now, I understand that you have to learn, right? I get that. But once you have learned the two keys, which are live your life, right? Do things, get things done, stay productive in your life. And the second main key, which is stop fighting with your thoughts and feelings. Once you have done that, it's time to execute it. And the more time you spend on the couch, in the bed, in the corner of that room, just thinking about recovery and worrying about recovery, if all day long, from the start of your day till the end of your day, there's just a ton of negative, and it may not seem negative on the surface, but if it's worrisome, you best believe it's negative. If all day long there's a bunch of negative, worrisome mental activity, right, then we've got energy flowing in the wrong direction. Now let me explain what I mean by that. The title of the stream, More Living, Less Mental Activity. Imagine for a second if you would take all of the energy that you pour into your mental activity, which is thinking about recovery, worrying about recovery, fighting with the thoughts, trying to figure the thoughts out, trying to figure the feelings out, yada, yada, yada. Imagine if you put all of that same energy that you pour into the mental activity, right? Imagine if you poured that into living. Now, some people might think, well, I'm very limited in what I can do right now, or I can't do a whole lot right now. There's always something, okay? There is, mark my words, there is always something. I don't care what it is. I'm not even going to be picky here. There is always something that you can be doing in the real world as opposed to putting all of your energy into mental activity, right? So here's the thing. Am I telling you that you need to run around and stay busy 24 hours a day? No, that's not what I'm telling you. But what I'm telling you is there's always something in your reality, in the real world, that you could be putting energy into instead of putting energy into mental activity. Now, I know what I'm going to hear. I'm going to hear people saying, again, Wonder Bro, there's not a whole lot I can do, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. You would be better off putting energy, at least some of it, into watching a movie than you would all that mental activity. Fighting with every thought, fighting with every intrusive thought, worrying about recovery, worrying about this, worrying about that. Here's the thing, man. You're putting energy into you're pouring this energy into the wrong thing. People are trying to think their way to recovery. You can't think your way to recovery. You live your way to recovery. You show your brain by living that those dangers are not real. And also, you're accomplishing multiple things here. Not only are you showing your brain by living that there is no real tiger, but by living, you're doing far less mental bullcrap, right? You're putting a lot less energy into the mental bullcrap when you are living. So again, is that me telling you guys that, oh, you got to be busy 24/7? No, think about it for a second here, right? Think about it for just a second. So for everyone out there who's going to say, oh, well, you're telling us that we got to be busy 24/7, I can't do that. Think about what I'm saying for just a second. All the energy that you're pouring into the mental activity, if you're sitting there on your couch right now, pouring a bunch of energy into the negative mental activity, you're telling me, okay, this is what you're telling me. You're telling me that I'm the crazy one because I think you would be much better off getting up and going doing those dishes or watching that movie or calling a friend and talking about football or having a conversation with someone even just on the phone through text messages about something totally irrelevant to anxiety. You're saying I'm the crazy one because I'm telling you that you should put all of that energy that you're pouring into the mental activity, the negative mental activity, into the real world? You're saying I'm the crazy one? Because, oh, I can't do that because this, and that. Guys, it takes so much effort. It just feels effortless because of habit. But it takes so much effort and energy to do this mental BS back and forth that you do every single day. And if you would put that same amount of effort and energy into the real world, you would reach healing. You would start to heal. You'd get much closer to healing. So there's multiple reasons, again, why I tell people that they have to live their life. Number one, you're showing the brain that tiger doesn't exist. Danger doesn't exist. Look at me living my life. Number two, you're naturally going to be putting far less energy into the mental activity, which is just setting your brain off, setting your nerves off. The more negative mental activity you do, you're putting far less energy into that if you are putting energy into the real world. So there's multiple reasons why that is one of my two main keys: live your life, right? So let me give you another side point here. Let's say you're struggling with not fighting with your thoughts and feelings mentally, one of our two keys, right? Well, then just look at it this way. Start pouring more of your energy into living your life, right? One of our two keys. And then naturally, you're going to be doing less fighting with the thoughts and feelings mentally, right? So that's another way you can look at it. But anyway, my point here today is, I'm going to give you an example because you guys know I love examples. Let's say you're sitting there and you're on the couch, you're in the bed, you're doing whatever, or maybe you're in the car or something, and you notice that there's a lot of energy being poured into the mental. You're worried about something, you're being very negative about something, you're setting your nerves off mentally. It's time for you to intervene and say, hey, we're not going to do that. I'm just going to follow that up with living my life. So then you turn on some music and you start singing along to the music. And yeah, that's not going to make the feelings and thoughts go away instantly. You got to catch yourself worrying and say, you know what? We're just going to put that energy into something else. We're not going to do that. I accept that thought or feeling, but we're going to put that energy into the music. We're going to put that energy into whatever I'm watching, whatever I'm doing, right? So you're always catching yourself and holding yourself accountable for that worry, right? But the thing is, the main point of this stream is that if you would just put the same amount of energy that you do into the nonstop mental activity into life, you would be so much better off. And again, that's a way you can implement what I'm saying. You catch yourself worrying, you catch yourself doing the mental negative BS, and you say, you know what, we're not going to do that. I'm going to go do this. And then you follow that up with some sort of action. Now you're using the two keys. You're living your life, and you're not adding and attaching worry to the negative thoughts and the feelings, right? So that is the two keys together. So what happens is people aren't using both of the two keys. They like pick and choose. I'm going to work on not fighting with my thoughts thoughts, or no, I'm going to pick the other key. I'm going to work on living, but then they're still fighting with their. Use them both together. And what that looks like is you're sitting there, you catch yourself worrying, you catch yourself fighting with the thoughts and feelings, and you say, hey, you know what? We're not doing that. Fuck that. Whatever. We're going to let that go. And now I'm going to follow that up with some action. I'm going to go vacuum the room, right? So you're using the two keys in conjunction with each other. Now you're using the two keys together. So if you're sitting in a corner every day, try not to fight with your thoughts and feelings, try not to fight with your thoughts and feelings, and you're not living your life, well, you're not using the two keys. Or vice versa, if you're living your life, but you're up in your head the whole time, pouring a bunch of mental energy up in there, right? You're still not using two keys. The two keys go together. You catch the worry, you use that accepting inner voice, you know what, fuck it, whatever it is, what it is, and then you follow that up with living. That's the two keys together. Have productive days, have good days, get involved in life. Pour that same energy that you're pouring upstairs into the mental activity and the mental bullshit. Pour that same amount of energy into living, and now you've got it right. See, right now you got it backwards, right? Does everybody see what I'm saying? Right now you got it backwards, man. You got it backwards. You are pouring so much energy into the mental activity, and that energy is supposed to be going into life, into reality, away from the mental imagination and bullcrap and negativity, and all that focus and attention and energy should be used in the real world. You've got it backwards. You're putting the energy into the wrong thing. Now we just need to flip it. We need to flip it. Start to put that energy into the real world. Have productive days. Live your life. Now you're pouring the energy into the right thing, instead of pouring all that energy into the mental crap, which is keeping you exactly where you're at. So next time you catch yourself worrying, how do I use the two keys? You catch yourself worrying. You say, you know what? I'm going to let that thought stick around if it wants to stick around. I'm going to let these feelings stick around if they want to stick around. You know, whatever you want to tell yourself. And then you say, you know what? I'm going to go get this done because I need to get this done. You know what? I'm going to put my attention into this thing. I'm going to put my focus into this thing. And you're not going to be perfect at that. The thoughts are still going to come and go. The feelings are still going to be there. But as long as that energy is not being poured upstairs and it's being poured outwards into the world, then you're doing fine. You're doing great, right? So live your life. When you get these intrusive thoughts and these symptoms and you catch yourself worrying, say to yourself, you know what, I'm not going down that path. It's whatever. It is what it is. I've got shit to do. I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to go do that. Now we're putting energy into the reality. We're putting energy into the real world. The longer you sit and try to figure out recovery, and the longer you sit fighting with everything mentally, right, the worse off you become. You're putting energy, you're pouring energy into the wrong thing. There's so many different things that can happen in life, you know, situations, intrusive thoughts, symptoms, things that go wrong in your real life, other people, you know, other people are fucking dicks, right? A lot of people are fucking nutty, and they're going to cause you to want to get involved into the worry. And you know what you do? You sit there and you worry about it, you stress yourself out about it. It doesn't change reality. You're pouring energy into mental activity. You need to catch that and say, wait a minute, I'm going to put my energy into this. And then you do something in the real world. You live in the real world, and you let those thoughts come and go. You let those feelings happen, right? So if you start pouring energy into the real life, right, something in the moment, instead of pouring so much energy into the mental activity, if you start doing that, I promise you will start to take away the power that you have given to anxiety after all these weeks, months, and years, right? You will start to take away the power, because right now you're just pouring energy into the mental, and you need to be pouring energy into the real world, into the physical. Okay, so does everybody see where we're going with this? I think that's all I've got on this one, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's stream. If you did, make sure you leave a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. We're going to hang out with chat now. We're going to read some comments, questions, all that good stuff. Thank you guys again so much for being here, man. I really appreciate it. We're on a 5-day streak. If you'd like to support the stream, link is in the description. Other than that, we're going to get into our post chat. We're going to get some music going, and we're going to hang out for a bit and see what's up with you guys. What is up? Jody says, I finally caught it live. Glad you could be here. Let's see. I know I've missed some comments here. How important is watching physical actions fueled by anxiety, Wonder Bro? Like fidgeting, pacing, nail biting. Well, compulsions, yeah, we should try to work on compulsions. And that's exactly what those are. Those examples are. They're compulsions. Go at your own pace. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to eliminate compulsions. It's going to do you a lot of favors if we can work on that. I mean, you can, don't get me wrong, you can heal as you're pouring energy into the real world, not so much negative mental activity. You can definitely heal without eliminating all of your compulsions, but we should try to cut back on that as much as possible. Hello from a carport somewhere in Alabama. What's up, Rich? Wonder, bro, what if you're doing a bunch of small things to stay busy and not engaging with anxiety? I just didn't have a lot of hobbies before sensitization. I'm working on that now that I'm recovering. If you're not engaging and fighting with the anxiety, right, pouring, again, back to today's stream, if you're not pouring energy into the mental and you're just living your life, right, that's great. You're not engaging with it, because here's the thing. We're not trying to use it as distraction. We're just trying to pour energy into the right place. Now, using it as a distraction would look like this. Oh, God, I'm doing this thing, but the thoughts are still there. The feelings are still there. If you're doing that, you're attempting to use it as a distraction, which is just not going to work. So as you're pouring energy into the real world, you're still accepting that you're having the thoughts and feelings, but you're not pouring energy up there fighting with them. You're pouring energy into the real world, and that can be anything, big or small. It literally doesn't matter. It could be literally anything. So I hope that makes sense, Luis. Good question. Hey, I feel better since yesterday. What's up, man? I think I missed a comment I want to read. Jay says, amen. There is always something we can do. We underestimate what we can do. I've been victim to this, but I've been showing myself that I can do more than what my thoughts think I can. It's all mental. I love it, Jay. I love it. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for the comment, dude. I'm getting involved in life and I feel like crap most of the day. You will, because it takes time for the brain to learn. It takes time for the nerves to heal. So that's another thing. If you're new here, be aware of that. This is not a one-day thing. This is not a 10-minute thing. You're going to start having better days, right? It takes time. You're going to have, some days are going to be better than others, but this is not something where we say, okay, I made the bed. Why am I not cured? Right? Okay, I brushed my teeth. Why am I not cured? This is a lifestyle change. As you're moving forward, it will take time for your brain and body to catch up, right? So just stick with it. Just stick with it. Get involved in life and continue to be involved in life, not just for 5 minutes, not just for 10 minutes and then throw your hands up and say, why am I not cured yet, right? Anytime you catch yourself worrying, you've got way too much energy flowing up into the mental, you need to call yourself out on that and say, you know what? I'm just going to let those thoughts and feelings be. I'm going to pour my energy into the real world. You stick with that and you will start to heal. Definitely not an instant process, but it gets better. It gets better, right? You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs. Some days are going to be better than others. Some moments are going to be better than others, but that's just normal. That's just how it works, right? What's up, Albert? How you doing? For real, guys, anxiety and fear has to be fed just the same as happiness. Shift your thoughts and energy to positive, even if you have to fake it, it works. And what he means by fake it is you're not going to feel like living life, but as you pour more energy into the real world and less energy into the negative mental BS, it will start to feel natural, right? That's what he means by that. Let's see. Sorry for bringing up such a bizarre subject. You're good, dude. I was scared because I didn't understand it, but once I understood it, it felt much better. No, you're fine, man. You're fine. We get all sorts of questions around here. Everybody's an adult here, right? No worries. No worries. Let's see. What's up, Kay? Thanksgiving. What's up? Trying to scroll up and see what names I missed. Who do we still have in chat? Who's still with us? Yeah, because that's really the issue, guys. People, once they start to get worked up, they just pour more and more energy into the mental, trying to solve it all, and that just gets you even more and more worked up, so you're just constantly pouring all of this energy into the wrong thing. You need to break out of the cycle and get up, right? Live. One thing that bothered me until I realized it was normal and okay is being hyper-focused on your thoughts and feelings. It's natural and will change over time as you heal. And, you're going to be really aware of your thoughts and feelings, but of course you can shift your energy into the real world, and that's going to come with living, right? And you're still going to be aware of the thoughts and feelings, but you want to try to pour as much energy back into the real world as you can, and less into worry, less into worry. Dumb question. Wonder, bro, I've been doing so well while I'm out in life, but when I'm trying to sleep, I keep waking up or feeling like I'm awake when I'm asleep. It's weird as shit. So sleep issues are very common when dealing with anxiety. I would recommend the go-to, which is to not try to force sleep, which is to not try to question the sleep, because again, more energy flowing up into the mental is just going to keep you awake longer than necessary, right? So the thing about sleep is it's just like anxiety as a whole, it's ironic. The more you fight with it, the more energy you pour into negative mental worry about sleep. The more you lay there and toss and turn, eventually sleep will happen, one way or the other. Whether you're worrying or not, eventually sleep will happen. So, but yeah, just keep that in mind. Before being home used to feel like a death trap mentally. Now that I'm doing better, I find it easier to be home doing nothing and just relaxing. I love it, Luis. I love it. Keep it up, dude. Keep it up. It takes work, man. It takes practice. It's not something that just happens overnight. But yeah, you've just got energy going in the wrong place. You've got it going in the wrong place. You're trying to figure all your thoughts and feelings out mentally, which is just pouring energy into negative worry. You need to imagine if you put that same amount of energy into the real world, even if it's big or small, it really does not matter. But just imagine if you would flip those things. If you would flip those things, then we'd be on to something. Then you'd be on to something. Then you'd be on to something. Yeah, Luis has made a lot of progress. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. I'm proud of all of you, right? Yeah, you won't necessarily feel comfortable. This journey is not about feeling comfortable. It's about making the right choices. This journey is not about feeling good. It's about making the right choices. So you're pouring too much energy into the negative mental, and that energy needs to be put into life, and that takes time, that takes practice. You're distancing yourself from fighting with all the thoughts and fighting with all the feelings, and nobody's going to do it for you, right? It's not going to fall in your lap. Recovery does not just randomly happen, right? It's something that you really got to work for, and when I say really work for, I simply mean flip that around. Start putting more energy into life, less energy into the mental activity of the negativity and worry. Don't get me wrong. It's not a comfortable journey, and what I mean by it's not just going to fall in your lap is that we really want to work on flipping that around. We really want to work on that bad habit, and it'll do you a lot of good. It'll get you to where you want to be. It'll heal those nerves, heal that body, heal that mind. If you continue to pour too much energy into the negative mental, and you're not calling yourself out on that and getting back into the real world, and you're just fueling this thing all the time, you're going to have some okay days, but for the most part, you're going to be pretty stressed, right? You're going to be pretty stressed. It's not the end of the world, but you're going to be pretty stressed. So we really want to work on that. We want to work on that. Anytime that you notice that you're doing a ton of worry, a ton of negative mental activity, we want to put the energy into life. You want to get out of fueling that thing. That's really what you're doing. You're fueling that thing. So one way or another, it's not the end of the world. But if you want to help yourself and you want to start having more good days, right, or start having good days, more good days than you're having now, then we really want to work on that habit. We really want to work on that habit. All right, guys, give me just a second. We will be right back. All right. Pardon the interruption. While I was away, we did have a $5 tip for the stream come in from Michael. So W Michael in chat. W Michael in chat. Thank you so much, Michael, for the $5 tip. First tip of the stream, man. I really appreciate it. We are on a 5-day streak. If you'd like to support the stream, link is in the description. Thank you so much, Michael. Shout out to Michael. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you. Thank you. You a real one, man. Appreciate it. Most of our suffering anxiety is within the fight we do in our mind. Absolutely. We must be the observers, not a participant in the mind's drama. And pour that energy into the right thing, right? Oh, no. Oh, no. We've got a dog food ad. Or a cat food ad, dog food ad. One or the other. Oops, I did not catch it in time. My mind loves to create drama internally. I'm thankful I've gotten to the point where I can see the bullshit for what it is 85% of the time now. You see it for what it is, and then instead of pouring energy into it, you pour energy into the real world. So there's two things happening. It's kind of like a two-step process. You catch yourself pouring the energy into the mind, and then once you've caught yourself pouring the energy into the mind, you then put that energy into the real world. Now you are using the two keys together. You are catching it, right? Oh, I'm pouring a bunch of energy into fighting with that thought and feeling mentally. So there's the first step of the process. And the second part is I'm going to put that energy into something productive in the real world now, because there's got to be somewhere for that energy to flow, right? And if you just keep having it flow upstairs, you're just sitting there on your couch all day long trying to stop fighting with your thoughts. You're just going to continue to pour energy up there. You need to get back into the real world, need to get back into life. Of course, that's not an instant fix. It takes time for your brain to learn and your nerves to heal. But, you know, we got two keys for a reason. It's not just one. We got two for a reason, two keys for a reason. So when you catch yourself pouring a bunch of energy into the mental, that energy needs to be assigned somewhere else. It needs to be assigned to something in the real world. And you're not going to be 100%. You're not going to be perfect at that. But at least we need to throw a monkey wrench into that energy flow that you've got going upstairs, right? Now, that can be big or small things. Anything is better than nothing, right? You don't have to run around in a panic trying to be busy 24/7, but pick your phone up and have a conversation with somebody or something, right? Anything but pouring all of that energy into the mental. Again, you don't have to be 100% perfect at it, but we do want to try to start interrupting that energy flow and putting that energy into the right thing. And if you keep putting it into the mental, you're not putting it into the right thing. You're giving all the focus and energy to all that negativity. You need to accept that, right? And then put the energy outwards. You've got it going in the wrong direction. I promise you, and one thing that I can promise you with my entire heart and soul and being is that you cannot think your way to recovery. You're just going backwards the more you try to think your way to recovery. You need to live your way to recovery. You need to pour the energy into the real world, not into the mental world. I promise you, you cannot think your way to recovery. You're only making it worse on yourself. The energy has to go out into the real world instead of going into the negative mental habits. So you got to catch those negative mental habits, and then you've got to make a firm decision to move on with your day and put that energy into something productive in the real world. You won't always have to be so conscious of that, right? That'll become natural after a while. So, but for now, we absolutely must start to put the energy that you put into the negative mental activity must be put into the real world instead of continued negative mental activity, right? Now I see the thoughts and let them be, and I've had symptoms, and I had symptoms constantly, and they're changing. Yes. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Crystal, Steph, we got Steph in the house. What's up, Steph? All the love in the chat. I love to see it. Love to see it. What's up, Craig? What's up, Mr. Craig? How are you doing? How are you doing today, Gregory? Man, it's a suggestion. is what it is. Every time you get, you're tempted to worry or you're worrying, it's a suggestion. Do you want to continue pouring energy into the suggestion of the mind, or do you want to say whatever and then pour that energy into the real world? It's a choice you got to make. One's going to make you sick, right? You already know that. By sick, I mean the anxiety state you find yourself in, and one's going to lead to healing in time. Wonder Bro, the fire and adding logs video was dead on. Glad you enjoyed it, Luis. Yeah, if you guys want to watch a pretty quick to the point video, it's like 3 or 4 minutes long. That's really good. Check it out. I uploaded like 3 or 4 back to back of like just short little videos. They're on the channel. Really, really good. Check them out if you'd like to. The mental part is the strongest pull, right? And it's a pull because of all the energy that you're pouring up there, right? Just makes it stronger and stronger. That's why the energy needs to be placed somewhere else, and that's why living your life is such an important part of the process. That's why it's such an important part of the process. How you doing, Migs? How you doing, dude? Hope everybody has a good night. Off to watch Predator versus Alien. Enjoy it, Crystal. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Feeling tired today, Craig? I'm feeling pretty tired today myself. I'm right there with you. Right there with you, Mr. Craig. There's only 2 places, man. There's only 2 places where you could possibly be pouring your energy, and that's either into your head, the mental, or into the real world. You have to make a choice there. You have to make the choice there. You know which one I'm going to recommend. Pour that energy into the real world. I lay down too often. Get up and give me 5 jumping jacks. There we go. Jody says, I know and understand it more than I ever have thanks to your stream. Appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. I've dealt with sensitization before and had no clue what it was. I got through it years ago, but currently dealing with it again. Yeah, and you know what? This time around, considering the fact that you've watched the streams and now you know what's going on, you know what's happening, you're going to be much better off this time around. Knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is power. Now, if you utilize that knowledge and put it into practice in your daily life, you're going to be much better off. You're going to be much better off, and you'll get there. You'll heal. It takes time. It's not a overnight, instant, in the moment sort of thing. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. But if you continue to pour energy into life instead of pouring it upstairs into your head, catch yourself when you're fueling that, man. Catch yourself when you're pouring energy up there and say, you know what, actually we're not going to do that, and then pour that energy into the real world. Now we've got energy going where energy needs to go instead of somewhere that's just going to make you anxious, which is upstairs. So I'm glad you found the streams. I'm glad you found the channel. I'm glad they're helping you out. I found an old video today. It hit home for me. Big help. That's awesome, Mike. The OG videos, yeah. People love them. They love them. I am going to start trying to do some regular videos. Rich, man, I really appreciate you guys. We are on a 5-day streak. If you'd like to support the stream, link is in the description. Rich coming through with the 10 behind Michael. Michael and Rich, thank you guys so much. That takes us to 15 on our tip goal on that 5-day streak, guys. W Rich, W Michael in the chat. Thank you guys so much for the support, man. I really appreciate it. Show them some love in the chat. If you're new here, we always try to spam purple hearts whenever we get somebody who supports the streams, just to show them that we are thankful and we are grateful for them and their support. So W Michael, W Rich in the chat, thank you guys so much. 15 on the tip goal. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for supporting the stream and making it possible for me to do what I do. I love you very, very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you, beautiful people. Big thumbs up. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Oh no, the message board is here. You just can't see it. I need to update it, but the message board is still here. It's ironic, isn't it? We put ourselves into a mental pretzel and worry that we will never get better, when not worrying is exactly what will make you better. Exactly. It's just out of habit, right, gamer? It's just an addiction to pour your energy into the wrong place. You're pouring your energy into the wrong place, and that is an addiction. So when you go against that, you know, you're going to have ups and downs with that practice, but it's what you need to do. It's what you need to do. Breathing OCD, I can say that with your advice, it has almost gone away completely. It came up as a side effect of my DP/DR, but I believe it is fully gone. Well, Lucky, that is awesome, dude. Pat yourself on the back. I'm really happy that I could help you out with that. But you know, most importantly, pat yourself on the back for doing the work, right? Because you can come here and you can watch the videos and streams and you can learn all you want to learn about this thing, but until you put it into play, right? It's a different story. It's a different story. You got to put it into play. So pat yourself on the back for putting it into play and helping yourself out, man. But yeah, happy to help, dude. And thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing the positivity with the rest of us. Appreciate it. What's up, Jay? Our intelligence working against us. Use that intelligence to tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to start pouring my energy into the right places. You guys know whenever we have these streams, I always try to come back to the topic of the stream when I answer the questions, and that is the topic of today's stream. It's the way that we're wording it today is that you're going to pour energy into life, and you're not going to pour energy into the mental BS, right? The mental BS. So that is the way we are wording it today. Always going to try to come back to that during the stream. But yes, thank you so much, Michael, and thank you so much, Rich, for your contributions. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for supporting the stream. You guys are awesome. I think the message board still has something on it about Kate and a pony or something. I don't know. Whatever Sky's message was, I think is still on the message board. And find out. What's up, Red? I was watching a video of the effects of crack cocaine. Revs up your nervous system, speeds heart rate. So what's the difference on anxiety-produced symptoms versus crack? I've never done crack, so I'm not really sure. We could do a science experiment if you'd like. I will try to find some crack cocaine, and we'll see if we can do that for our next stream. I will say this, even though I don't have personal experience with doing crack cocaine, I will say that any anxiety, right, it gets your heart rate picked up, it gets your nervous system aroused. It is, you know, a stimulant, so I would say the differences, that's a hard one to answer because I've never smoked crack. I would say, Jesus, I don't know. I tap. You got me. I don't know the answer to that one. You're stimulated. I don't think there would be much of a difference. I mean, but then again, there's probably is a pretty big difference between anxiety and smoking crack. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna pass. Steph will answer your question in the chat. I mean, people who do crack don't worry about it, so they don't develop the disorder. Yeah, there you go. So it all comes back to the mental. I'm not saying that you should try crack with the accepting attitude. We don't accept crack, say no to crack. But I think what Steph is getting at there is that it's all about where you're pouring energy. If you're pouring energy into a bunch of negative mental worry, which is the same thing if you think about it. If somebody smokes weed, right, they're going to have either a good trip or a bad trip, and that's all going to come back to where they're pouring their energy into. If they're pouring their energy into a bunch of negative mental BS, right, they're probably going to have a bad high. If they're pouring their energy into the real world, enjoying the real world, and they're not pouring a bunch of energy into every thought and all the negative worry, then they're probably going to have a good high, right? So I guess I can give you that example when it comes to weed. I can't relate to the crack cocaine, but that's the best I got on that one. Say no to crack. Don't do it, Wonderful. Don't worry, we are definitely not doing that. Crack is a chemical stimulant, whereas anxiety is produced by yourself, so not as dangerous. That's 100% true. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Kay. What did we learn today, class? We learned that anxiety is not dangerous and crack is. So don't do crack. Which I think that's a good. I think that's a pretty solid thing to say. But I think you've already got the answer to that, Red. I mean, you pretty much summed it up when you said it's more of a chemical stimulation than it is where anxiety is produced by yourself. I think you pretty much summed it up with that. Yep. But I mean, in Red's defense, that is a very interesting question. It's kind of like, but I think Steph also nailed it when she said they're not worried about the feelings, like somebody who does crack or cocaine or whatever is not worried about the feelings, so the energy is not being poured upstairs into a bunch of worry. The energy is being poured out into the real world. So that is a fair point too. So it is an interesting subject. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's see. It's all about where that energy goes, dude. It's all about where that energy goes. Whether it's anxiety, whether you're smoking crack, it's all about where that energy goes. If the energy goes into the negative mental BS and the energy is not being flown out into the real world, if you're not calling yourself out of that, you're probably not going to enjoy your crack. You're probably not going to have a very good time with anxiety either. So it's all about where that energy goes. If you pour a bunch of energy into mental negative BS, you're going to have a bad time. And if you catch yourself though, if you work on catching yourself and pouring that energy out into the real world, you're going to have a much better time. Still don't do crack, but that is how we should tackle this anxiety, right? Why is there so many ads in the music today? So many ads in the music today. What's up, Cassie? Crazy how excitement and anxiety have the same physical symptoms, but not the same thoughts behind it. Like Wonderburst said, shift that energy and thoughts. Yes. How do I stop ruminating when I'm feeling sad or run down? I feel like it contributes to anticipatory anxiety the next day. So, again, it's all about where energy goes. If you catch yourself giving a bunch of energy to rumination when you're feeling sad or run down, then it's time to put that energy into the real world. So you catch yourself pouring that energy into doing things like rumination and worry. You catch yourself and you say, no, we're not going to do that. And then you focus into the real world, live your life. That's why the two keys work so well together. So if you're sitting there ruminating, you're pouring energy upstairs, you need to first catch that and say, wait, why am I doing that? Accepting inner voice. And then you need to say, okay, I'm going to pour that energy into this. And then you do whatever it is that you're doing in the moment. You get into the real world, right? Instead of pouring so much energy upstairs. Again, that's why the two keys work so well together. If the mind follows a worried thought, is it still a win if you're able to shift acceptance a few minutes after the worry? Absolutely, 100%. 100%. Most of the time I tell people it's about catching it, not stopping it at the gate. So that is 100% a win. Oh boy, chat. Oh boy. You guys, I don't even know what to say. Grease! Grease! Hey, Grease, thank you so much for the $10 tip. Tip note says, happy Sunday to you too, man. Thank you for coming out and supporting the stream, brother. I really appreciate it. We are on that 5-day streak. Guys. We got about 15, 20 minutes left in this stream. We'll see if we can hit 6 days. We are at 25 now, thanks to Grease. So W in chat for Grease. Rich and Michael, thank you guys for supporting the stream today. We are at 25. We're getting closer and closer. Thank you guys so much, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah. So I think it's good to have a laugh, right? It's good to have a laugh. Laughter is the best medicine, and that's really what I enjoy the most about this community, is that we did not build a community full of people who cannot have a laugh. That just sounds disgusting. That just sounds disgusting. We have built a community of people that love to have a laugh. They understand that humor is needed, and that is a great place to put your energy into humor. So, again, it comes full circle. It's all about where you're putting your energy. You're putting your energy into having fun and having a laugh. That's exactly what you need to do. So, I'm glad we could have a laugh over that. But I do want to say that was an interesting question. It was an interesting question. I think Steph nailed it. It's all about where you pour your energy into, no matter what it is that you've done, whether it's anxiety or something else. It's all about what you pour your energy into. So, but I think we're done with that topic for now. W, what's with the W? W means win. Win. W Grease, W Michael, W Rich. You know, just like somebody would say, man, it's like trying to explain something to your grandparents. It's like when somebody would say like L, you know, like loser, L. W is like, you know, victory. W, good job. Even when you don't feel like it or feel like it's possible, laugh, smile, act the way the real you would. Put that energy into something new, right? Put that energy into better behavior. Put that energy into something that is not mental, negative, worry, BS. Catch the negative, mental, worry, BS, and then decide that you're going to put your energy into something far better. Like when we say to NS, take the L, man. Yeah, exactly. Except it's W. W, victory. You guys, I encourage you guys to continue the Purple Hearts. I just say W, but I do want to continue to see the Purple Hearts. Love the Purple Hearts, and the little alien dude. I don't know, whatever Steph posted. He's kind of cool too. We like him. We officially like him, the little alien guy. We like him. We like him a lot around here. But V is for victory. Why don't we do V's? Because we do W's because of win. Win. You know, like win and lose. Can somebody ban Steph Jacobson in chat, please? Thank you. When you have a dark feeling / thought, do you also stay still and not fight? Like with panic, I made tons of improvement because I stayed still while having it in time, didn't have panic disorder. It's thought symptoms, so I should treat them like a panic attacks. Don't do nothing, even if inside your mind you're fighting with your thoughts. It's rewriting. No, none of that. Let me start from the middle. So you don't want to be fighting with your thoughts. You don't want to be fighting with your thoughts, right? So none of that. We do not want you to be fighting with your thoughts, right? Because that's not really what we're going for. You want to notice when those thoughts are there, notice when their symptoms are there, and instead of pouring your energy into fighting with the thoughts and feelings, you want to say, you know what, I'm going to pour my energy into living, and then you get on with your day. So you're accepting those thoughts and feelings like you would the panic. I get what you're saying. When you'd have a panic attack, you would just submit to it. I get that. That's a good idea, but sensitization is more of an ongoing thing. Your nerves are tired. You're going to be experiencing a lot of thoughts and feelings. You don't want to fight with those. You want to notice when you're mentally fighting with your thoughts and say, you know what, we're not pouring that energy there. I'm just going to get on with my day. And you keep living your life as if everything's okay, because guess what? Everything really is okay, and you need to prove that to your brain. I think you've already got that idea, JB. There was just you and I probably word things a lot differently. I think you know what I'm saying because you've been here on the channel for a while. You don't want to fight with those thoughts and feelings. When you're pouring energy into fighting with those thoughts and feelings, you want to say, hey, why are you doing that? You want to come back to reality, and you say, you know what, I'm going to go wash the dishes. And you're just living your life. You're doing things as normal. You're pouring your energy into the real world and not pouring your energy into mentally fighting with the thoughts and feelings, right? So when you notice you're mentally fighting with your thoughts and feelings, that's when you catch that and you say, you know what? It is what it is. It's whatever. I'm going to let those thoughts and feelings be, and I'm going to go do this because I need to go do this. And then you just live your life. You go on with the rest of your day, right? And rinse and repeat. So you're pouring energy into the real world. You're not pouring energy into fighting with your thoughts and feelings. Again, I think you already knew that, JB. We just have very different ways of wording things, but you can comment again and let me know if that answers your question. We got about 10 minutes left on stream, guys. About 10 minutes left on stream. We're on a 5-day streak. That dang mental activity. Just have to keep saying these thoughts come from synthesized nerves. If I had $1 for every time I said that. Yes, and then put that energy into the real world, right, Rich? Put that energy into the real world. It doesn't matter what it is, big or small. Big or small, it does not matter. Space Invader, you whippersnappers. Okay, well, listen, Steph, not all of us are 53. Didn't you just turn 53? I think it was either 53 or 52. I'm not really sure which one. Your thoughts can make you feel anxiety, panic, sadness, depressed feelings, and so on. The fight with them is what causes the suffering and hopelessness at times. Deep down, you know it's all bull. Yeah, because you're giving them your energy. Again, it all comes back to you're giving them your energy. Instead of giving the real world your energy, you're giving too much power and energy into all of the negatives. All of the negatives, right? They talk about how you have to be strong by fighting through your emotional problems, including anxiety, bunch of crap. It really depends, Mike, on which way they're trying to word it, right? If they mean fight by, hey, learn this stuff and learn how to help yourself and improve, then that's fine. But if they mean fight by literally stress yourself out, fighting with all the thoughts and feelings, that is not okay. So really depends on what they mean by the term fight there. Really depends on what they mean by fight. What's up, Kate? Hello, Kate. Welcome. Welcome. All right, guys, give me just a second. We'll be right back, and then we'll finish this stream off. So if you've got any questions, now is your time to ask them, because we will be wrapping up here shortly. Be right back. All right. Let's see if we had any final questions here. When feeling closed off due to anxious feelings and thoughts, I've heard that it's best to not fight it, but also act like you're not, which is correct. Well, you don't fight anything as far as anxiety goes, but you do live. So yeah, that's exactly what we're saying here, Winning. Exactly, 100%. You accept the thoughts, you accept the feelings, but you pour your energy into the real world. You're still going to have the thoughts, you're still going to have the feelings, but you're not pouring energy into fighting with them. You're pouring energy into the real world, but you're still going to have the thoughts and feelings, yeah, for some time, right? Yeah, the natural response is to pour all the energy into the fight, because you're still going to have the thoughts and feelings, right, during healing, but you're pouring energy into the real world while those thoughts and feelings just kind of tag along, but you're not pouring energy into fighting with them. You're pouring energy into the real world. Same thing comes with anxiety/depression thoughts. Yeah, you don't want to fight with them. Is it a bonus point if there's a gunfire in your head, but you stay still and don't fight? Well, it's points regardless, as long as you're not pouring energy into fighting with those thoughts and feelings, and instead pouring energy into the real world. It's points regardless, right? When you're dealing with anxiety symptoms, including thoughts and bodily symptoms, it's always points. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it in the moment, but it's always points. Points, points, points. All right, beautiful people. We are winding this one down. Another ad? Dude, so many ads today. We're going to have to find a different playlist, apparently, because that is ridiculous. All right. Thank you guys, man, so much for being here on the stream. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Special shout out to, let me see here, Rich, Michael, and Grease. Thank you guys for the support, man. I really, really appreciate it. We didn't quite hit tip goal, and that is okay. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for this positivity. Is there anything I want to say? Check me out on TikTok, man. We're growing on TikTok. I'm trying to get to that 1K mark so that we can start live streaming over there. We won't be doing nearly as many live streams on TikTok as we do on YouTube, of course, but it would still be cool to have that ability. So thank you guys, man, again, so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the likes. If you haven't liked the stream yet, you've got a second to do so. But other than that, I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of the day. I hope you're doing well, and keep working at it, man. Keep working at it. It's not an overnight thing. It's a daily practice. Keep working at it. You deserve better, and you will get better. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. And until next time, as always, stay awesome.
I need a dollar, 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 that's what I need.
Cassie, it is completely dark because we've already started packing up. But Cassie, thank you so much for the 10 right at the end. I appreciate it. That would take us to 35. Still not quite tip goal today, and that is perfectly fine. But that would take us to technically 35 right at the end there. There's no way I'm just going to end the stream when someone sends a tip and not come back on and thank that person. So thank you so much, Cassie, for the $10 tip. I really appreciate it. W, Cassie. We're still shutting down here, guys. We're still shutting down. LOL, I just missed it. What's up, Donkey? You did just miss it. You did. I was literally about to click in stream when Cassie sent the $10 tip. So really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Cassie. What is up, Sky? Yeah, you guys are right in at the end here. So but there's always next time, right? There's always next time. I hope you're doing well, Donkey. I hope you're doing well, Sky. Sky, you are still an absolute fucking legend, dude. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you. Donkey. Donkey. That technically takes us to 40 at the end of the stream. Guys, we were on a 5-day streak. We were, and I guess technically we still are. You guys always put me in this position here. Thank you so much for the end of the stream tips, guys. I really appreciate it. W Donkey, W Cassie in the chat, Grease and Michael and Rich. Thank you guys so much. Not quite tip goal, but we were much closer than we were. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. You guys all came rushing in right at the end, man. I feel bad for ending it. Smoking cigarettes stimulate the nervous system. Absolutely they do. But for me, I was a huge chain smoker during my anxious days, and I've cut back on the chain smoking now. Some people say smoking makes their anxiety feel worse. Some people say the opposite. It's going to be what you pour your energy to, right? It's going to be just like the title of the stream, everything we spoke about. It's going to be what you pour your energy into. So, but thank you guys, man. I thank you. I really appreciate it. Donkey, dude. You guys. I thought that was the end of the streak for now. Apparently not. Donkey and Cassie coming in right at the end. So that is not the end of the streak. Are we ending this? Or I thought we were, Kate, but people were tipping. So I would feel really bad to just like end the stream in somebody's face if they sent a tip. So no, I'm not going to do that. But Donkey, thank you so much for the $10 tip. I really appreciate it. That is tip goal. Right at the end. So yeah, I would feel really bad if I just ended the stream as someone was sending a tip. I would feel guilty about that. So we hit tip goal. Thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate it. Let's go over those names one more time, and then we're gonna end it here. Donkey, thank you for coming in, saving the streak, dude. I really appreciate it. Cassie and Grease and Rich. Luis, what the fuck, dude? Stop it. Okay. Not only did we hit tip goal, we broke tip goal. You guys are insane. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Luis, Rich, Grease, Michael, Cassie, Donkey, thank you guys, man. I really, really appreciate it. I was sure that was the end, but apparently it's not. We're moving on to a 6-day streak. Guys, thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for support. Thank you for coming in and saving the streak. I really, really appreciate it. But I think that's it for now. Yeah, that's everything, guys. Thank you. You guys are crazy, man. You guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. So thank you guys, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. I love you. Stay awesome. What kind of chips, Kay? What kind of chips are we eating? Let me know.